Yo, yo, what's good? Market Shenanigans Week 50. Let's get right into it. I think this is gonna be a really, really short video because I only traded one day and I only have two trades, and I don't even have any trades that I didn't take or anything like that. So I don't know, like most of the days there was nothing even to trade. I didn't even fill anything in my worksheet. But then I think it was on Thursday. Thursday? Yeah, on Thursday I got some trades. So 2:30, some USD news, so I waited for after that. And yeah, silver ended up being interesting. Fortunately, I don't have the context here. I do have the context on Friday though, so we can just check how it looked. So clearly, very, very strong market, right? I mean, couldn't be clearer than this, I guess. So here, some kind of reaccumulation for sure. Since then, MMB1. Maybe there's an argument to be made that this was MMB1, this is MMB2, moving higher. Definitely not overextended. So if I trade this on the 1 minute, that should be completely fine. So before I get into these trades, actually, let me check what happened last week. So last week, apparently, I had decent patience. That's nice. And one entry was kind of ugly. All right, so let me see it. So what was that? Okay, so we have the reaccumulation, and then we have this. Honestly, I don't think it's that bad. Like, yeah, I understand what I'm saying here, especially with like losing the EMAs and whatnot. But I think it was okay. Like, I'm doing a lot of backtesting recently, and I'm paying attention to how this stuff works. And well, long story short, I feel like I might have made some over refinements, including momentum cycles, into the entry time frame rules. And I guess you would notice that Anton does not do that. He doesn't use EMA rules pretty much at all in his entry schematic, and there's probably a reason to it. So I'm paying attention to that, and I might make some changes overall. We'll see. Overall results minus 1.6. I traded perfectly minus 1.4, so I would not take 1 BE, I guess. And here I just drew a little something regarding rules from C to V and how it should look like, and that the first mm, possible trade is after the V pulls back above the stage 1. So trading before that is not really good on the E. So yeah, that's last week. So let's get into this week. So silver, right? I mean, this is a beautiful, beautiful market. So we had some kind of stage 1 over here, some kind of sign of strength within that reaccumulation. So trading here was already more than valid enough. I mean, even trading here was pretty good. So since then, I guess this is MMB1, this would be MMB2, now moving higher, makes a lot of sense. Big strong stage 2, reaccumulates, strong stage 2 again, pulls back the rising into the rising EMAs, right? Momentum cycle is intact, looks beautiful. So here we are on the 6 minute, some kind of strong stage 2, yep, here it pulls back. So what I'm going to look at is some kind of stage 1 breakout, right? Stage 1 is going to be defined by a horizontal zone or resistance, whatever. I mean, here it's pretty obvious. Breaks out over here. I know I was already looking for some trades over here and some trades over here, but then it breaks down again. And this is a supply zone, so I'm kind of waiting for it to break out yet again. Some kind of stage 1 happening, and it does break out on very good momentum, pulls back into the rising 1020. Here we are on the 1 minute. So what do we have? All this chop underneath, not interesting. Then strong stage 2, and here it creates the ICI inside of that MMB. I think this is an absolutely beautiful, beautiful entry. If there is one thing that might be a little bit sus, it would be that it's a little bit wicky. Okay, so I would say that it's a little bit wicky, but I don't think it's enough for me to disqualify it, honestly. I think this trade was very, very good. Like, I would go as far as calling it perfect. Okay, and what happens? This ends up being a break even. Okay, let me see how I manage this. So, goes higher, pulls back a little bit. I do look at the 10-second here, but I kept it on the 1 minute. Doesn't matter. And as it breaks higher, I go, well, I just reduce risk because I actually got slipped really, really hard on this entry. So my entry was supposed to be here, but actually I got like almost doubled, maybe two and a half on the spread. So I don't know. I didn't want to reduce risk completely because of how high I got tapped in, so I wanted to give it a little bit of space. So I did take some additional risk, and because of that, when it returns, I take a little bit of a bigger loss than I should. So this is a minus 0.3, so actually minus 0.5 on this. So I'm just going to immediately fill that in. So this is silver. When was this taken? Oh yeah, by the way, it is perfect. I realize that I'm not gonna fill out all the things that went well. If anything, I will fill out only potential mistakes. So here I would say it's maybe a little bit wiki, okay? But overall, I think this trade was super good. So the decision to take it was good. So this was taken on December 11th at 15:07, and it's a minus 0.5 in total. Okay, and then we have another silver trade, so I can take a look over here. So what has changed? Let's take a look at the 6-minute. So here, the 6-minute, right, I initially traded over here to capture this. That didn't work out, so that was MMB1. Now it comes back into MMB2. Most definitely valid area to look for a trade. Let's see what happened over here. Okay, so I do look at the 3 minutes. I do shuffle time frames around a little bit just to make sure that I see the price action through multiple different lenses, and I can evaluate whether I like it or not. And this is yet another one of these ICIs inside of an MMB. Yeah, I think this is absolutely beautiful. Such a nice trade. So would I point anything out? Probably not. So how do I manage? One more attempt. 3-minute E looks very good. Okay, so here I get entered, and honestly, there's an argument here. There's an argument to be made that I should have broken, like went risk-free over here. If price did what I wanted it to do, right? If price did what I wanted to do, it should simply tap me in, maybe pull back or whatnot, and then just go, go, go. So maybe after here, I should have reduced risk. And yeah, I mean, I also got slipped on it, right? Let me see how hard I got slipped. Can I see it here? I can't. Okay. Well, that would be a bit unfortunate. But basically, at that point, I would only allow for a momentous move away. And if it didn't, I would at least not get a -1. So maybe I should have reduced risk, but other than that, I think it was the perfect area to look for a trade. So what do I say? I think the trade was good. Management, mm, questionable, and maybe I didn't reduce risk. I'm not I'm not exactly sure. I think it was okay. I think it was okay. So overall, I'm gonna give it a good. Yep. So that's all. These are the two trades that I took. Nothing else. I did watch something on Friday. Silver and gold looked pretty decent. I think especially gold, but then it failed. So yeah, nothing too interesting. And I think taking these two trades on silver is a testament to my patience. I have been very, very selective in what kind of markets I want to trade and what contexts I want them to be in. And I was very, very patient and I waited for the optimal areas to trade. It happened to be that I didn't catch any wins, but I think that is completely fine. That's just the game we play. So patience was once again on fucking point. What went bad? Honestly, I think it was all good. All good. So my results are -1 point. What is it? Um, was this straight up break even, or was there anything different about that? That was a spread loss. Okay, so -0.5 on this one. I see, I see. I didn't fill in the second one yet. So December 11, right? The second one was taken at 15:31, and that's a -1.2. So total -1.7, I guess. And results, had I traded perfectly, well, I think it would be exactly the same. So I did trade perfectly this time. No mistakes. Perfect week would be the same. Okay. That's very nice. I mean, even though the results are not net positive, I'm very, very happy about how I followed my rules, and that is most important. So, what did I do here? I did it like this. Okay, so let's do this, and let's create the next week. Okay, connected. Nice. Week 51. All right, coming close to the end of the year. Very nice. This I'm gonna call perfect. Okay. So I don't think there's anything else. Nope. I'm doing a lot of backtesting these days. I mean, I have it here. I already analyzed the first batch of like 60 trades or whatnot, and I am making some very interesting realizations. Especially, I'm thinking a lot about how Anton's trading differs from mine and why it is that way. And actually, I remember some old lessons, really old lessons from Anton back in the day when there were sections 1 to 5, and there was a lesson about Wyckoff, and he says that the DMB is basically a simplified Wyckoff. And that got me thinking that if that was really true, then what would a DMB truly be? Like by stopping the MB, well, by stopping MB1 into confirming MB2, what that really is by stopping the side of strength, and that ultimately allows me to get involved much lower than I usually do, because he is essentially by-stopping the accumulation schematic, whereas I'm usually waiting for it to go to markup and then pull back for an MMB, and that's when I start trading. And well, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that or anything like that, but I'm just starting to understand a little bit where Anton is coming from, and well, I'm gonna backtest some new additional ideas. I'm actually having a lot of fun backtesting these days. It's like it's like doing this, but at an extremely accelerated pace. So I love doing my weekly batch analysis, but this week I only have 2 trades, so I can only go through 2 trades, right? But if I have a backtesting session and I collect a batch of, let's say, 20 trades, I can then analyze them and do exactly the same thing that I'm doing over here, point out all the mistakes, see if there's anything to learn, and make some potential refinements. That's exactly what I'm doing. It's the one thing that I can do during these boring market conditions where there is nothing to trade. I can keep honing my edge and keep getting better and gaining more confidence in my system. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I intend to continue doing. And yeah, success is imminent, bro. Okay, as I said, this is going to be a very short video, 13 minutes. See ya.